Hello, how are we doing? Thanks a lot for joining us. Now guys, we are starting the stream live much earlier than normal. I've been away for a little week and messing about with my hair again as usual. And I'm recording this week's episode of the podcast later tonight. So I thought, let's just do the stream a little bit earlier, see how you guys like it, see if the internet connection is a little bit better, because as you know, sometimes on the late nights, sometimes the connection is a wee bit shite and lets us down a bit. I've also got a new microphone. So any feedback on the audio, let me know how it goes. Gives me a good chance obviously to listen to this after we've been live and try and catch up myself. I've done a few little tests and I'm quite happy with my little snowball thing that I've got here now. So it's been a week since I've been on the live. I went away from a honeymoon. If you caught the latest episode of the Procast, just search SoRare Procast on all the podcast places, you'll find it. I did a little solo episode just going through some strategy chat, hardcore chat, so hopefully you enjoyed that. But the latest episode of the podcast, it'll be out on Wednesday. Look at the state of my hair, man. It's getting recorded later tonight. So like I said already, we'll do the stream a little bit earlier. Now, as normal on the streams, guys, I'll be looking back at the game weeks that we're leaving. I'll be looking ahead to the game weeks that we've got coming in, and we'll just kind of discuss anything else that pops into the live chat. I'm not expecting the numbers to be as high as they normally are because I caught you off guard being early, and it is a bit earlier, so maybe just less of these are available for a live stream at this time. If you're watching this after we've been live, thank you very much for joining the party. I hope you have fun on this one as well, guys. Do not forget to drop your comments in the comment section down below. Join the live chat. Let me know how you're doing. How is the game week going for you? What are you thinking about the midweek? What about, and I'll drop this now for the guys who catches, especially after we've been live, there was an article came out earlier on from Durso at The Athletic talking about how the Premier League are looking to follow in the footsteps of La Liga and the Bundesliga with their NFTs for the 22 to 23 season. So there could be some interesting developments about to unfold in front of us in the lead up to Christmas. As you remember with these leaks when they've went on previously with like La Liga, Bundesliga, the big fundraise that they had, they tend to be about 4 to 6 weeks ahead of like official announcements. So especially over the next month or two, I would definitely be keeping your ear close to the ground and listening out for any updates on that. Any thoughts, opinions, any further details on that you've garnered that I've not caught or whatever, get them in the comment section down below in terms of the prospect of the Premier League being confirmed this season to launch next season. What would that do for the platform? What would that do for you? Thoughts and opinions and all that kind of stuff, guys. Comment section down below. If you've watched a few videos and you haven't already, subscribe already to the bloody channel. And if you like this, you laugh, you learn, you like something, whatever, please do like the stream, like the video. Goes a long way to helping the growth and helping other people find the channel as well. As the week progresses, guys, there'll be a lot more stuff coming out. I'm doing another stream, potential spoiler, tomorrow. We'll see what happens with that. And podcast Wednesday, stream Thursday, a couple of videos scattered around in between. And in the background, guys, I'm working on a big project that should be good fun for us all. Live chat is popping away. Thanks for joining me. Toby Hope, fist bumps on arrival for you, and Misaki and Mikey Basson. Good to see you joining us, nice and prompt as ever. Now, guys, when I was away, I kind of said to myself, right, I had plenty of time. You know, I was just chilling out in the cabin, hot tub, shooting some crossbows, walking, hanging out with the dog, hanging out with the missus, all the fun stuff in the middle. But I kind of thought I'm not going to be as deeply entrenched in the game weeks when I was away last midweek and the weekend that we're just leaving. So I was quite willing, able and prepared to accept any mistakes, misgivings, shortcomings, whatever that I may have had in the game week. Now, as you can see here right off the top, we look to be finishing out the game week with one card, and it will be a tier 0 card, a star rare, if we close the game week out. This is a team that's done it. No surprise, it was my favourite team going into the game week, and we're just a little bit shy on securing the position in the star rare category. We can finish as low as 33. The star rare cutoff is 28. So with the couple of La Liga games that are on tonight, they might spoil the party for us, but I'm quietly hopeful and confident that we've done enough here to get a star rare over the line. Otherwise, I'll have a scan over my teams and have a wee chat through with these, and let you guys in the chat catch up with us. Mikey Basson, best emails of the day, right? Sold 4 cards, pulling in. Oh, Mikey boy, well done. Basically 0.2 of an ETH, best day ever sales wise. Well done to you, my man. Great job. And Sandor, fist bump to you, is dropping the dab emoji. Oh, which is normally my go-to emoji in YouTube live chats I am participating in, so I love it. Now this D2, guys, I'd set out with the Valenzuela, Legit just coming back from Valenzuela injury, kind of minutes are all over the place. Legit just back from international duty. Yakimakis highly suspected to make his league debut, which he did, just didn't get decisive. And Medina could have done anything. The goalkeeper dropped a bomb. Wasn't expecting too much. Nothing much happened. We move on. We don't forget. We don't worry about it too much. We didn't get any ETH. No ETH from D4 this game week, which is an absolute kick in the stones. But with a DNP like Jack Hendry, it's difficult to carry that. It really is. Now, one interesting little note here, by the way, is my commons, as you'll know, I've been ranking them up forever since I started the platform. And Paul Lopez, if you look at the multiplier here, it's up to 0.58, so I've almost maxed him out. When I do max him out, as you guys will know, the common has a penalty on it versus the rare. Once I get that up to 6.6, which is the maximum a common gets to, he is only getting a 40% nerf versus your standard, but most people paint in their picture for their common is a 50% cap. My commons have now got to the stage, well, my good commons, my Pau, my Vlasic, my Onuachu, and my Ronaldo, I'm now getting to the stage where they're really getting close to that 60% mark in terms of their multiplier, or 0.6. And in which case, I actually feel there's a bit more utility I can actually get out of a Paul Lopez, out of a Ronaldo, whatever. So, interesting little footnote. The commons that you love, make sure they never miss a training week. Because when you get them to the top end of the levels, they can be quite useful. All-Star Division 5, yeah, we had... Yeah. Challenger D5, yeah. Champion America D2, yeah. They were all together. All the kind of DNPs, all the shit scores. Actually, to be honest with you, Matarita didn't DNP, did he? Is that a little glitch? Did Matarita DNP? I don't think he did he? Oh, I'm losing my mind now. I know Wanyama and... Yeah, well, anyway. All my clangers were together. So it is what it is. Champion America D3. Now, seeing Champion America, I'll be touching on this again when I show you my teams for this game week, right? But Champion America is actually getting much more of my attention now, because I think I dropped it in the podcast last week when I was chatting about that. But I want to have a much better... I have 0 Brazilian, Argentinian contingent. Yeah, I have none. The Champion America region should be one that I'm cycling in 365 all year round, and I'm not in a position to be doing that. Only have MLS cards at the moment, so I'm hoping with my MLS cards I've got, I can pull wins out of America D3 and 4 to arm me up with some of these new batches of cards that are populating the prize pool from Argentina and Brazil to help keep me going 365 on the Champion America region. D4, again, just no standouts really, nothing amazing here. Champion Euro D3 could have done something if the super rares turned up. We weren't too far away from our prize, all things considering. Champion Euro D4, again, just a bunch of meh across the place. Same with Champion Euro D5, just a bunch of meh. Actually, I've still got Bravo and Negredo to run tonight, so 170 points basically. It's a big ask. Negredo is my captain. I don't see us getting a prize here, but it's still up there. Gabriel is still to run tonight. Unfortunately, Barco's red card has killed this lineup dead. Unfortunately, if Barco didn't get his red card, he'd have finished on just about the 50 points, 48, something like that, before multiplier. So that would have gave us You know, probably needing a 70 to 80 out of Gabriel tonight, which isn't beyond the realms of possibility. It's definitely within his form makeup. So that's a bit of a sore one. The Barco red card has kicked us twice because it's fucked this team, and it means I can't play Barco midweek. But it does mean Barco will be double fresh for the weekend. So silver linings and all that, guys. Again, just a bunch of meh, and I've managed to keep all my meh together, as I keep telling you, but that's also a good sign, you know, that I'm appropriating my risk together, and then when all the shit is happening, it tends to be congregated together, and I'm not having all my lineups wiped out by meh. My good lineups are still kind of surviving, and then it's like the red card that's done me, or a random DNP that was unforeseen completely. Stefan, Woody Baggies, fist bumps, good to see you guys, thanks for joining us. Here we're not picking anything up. I think Sesko coming off the bench quite late was the main limiter here, and Captain Zakarian, wow, just did shit in the Moscow derby. So there you go. And then my weekly challenge, all these guys were gambles. It's good to see Nemeka and Sanchez both starting, and Schubert, but I wasn't expecting anything. So as you can see, we've contained a lot of the meh, and we've contained a lot of the DNPs next to each other, and we've basically been left, but all told, one really good power lineup that will get us a card. It's either going to be top of the tier 1 pool, and this is a question John was asking me recently, top of the tier 1 pool or bottom of the star rare pool. I had a look at the star rare pool earlier. I'll have a look at the top of the tier 1 pool as we go through the stream tonight, and we'll see what kind of assertions we want to make. But before I go and do that, so again, guys, like I normally do on the Thursday stream, I always highly recommend that you do your SoRare Data 11 first of all, and then you move into SO5 and you can use those prioritizations that you've made without biases or prejudices for regions and ages and whatever. Apply them to your SO5 tactics and go from there. Now, I was away for a week, as I said, yada yada, and I, like everyone, the first thing I do when a game week opens is I go and I start populating teams, start laying out my goalkeepers, how many do I have, super rares, where do they go, how many have I got, who am I looking at for this week, etc, etc. I made an extra concerted effort to go into my lineup builder earlier today before the stream and firm up exactly what teams I would be rolling out for this game week. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit here from the little trick somebody taught me in the live chat before. There we go. So the thing I love about this, right, is obviously all the extra details and all the extra stats that we get from SoRare Data over here. If you aren't au fait with this, right, I'll give you the bullet points real quickly. Let's just zoom in over here if we can. So the very valuable information over here, can you see it? Yep. So see what it says, Horvath there, OPP. That is the average score of a player of Horvath's position gets against this week's opposition. So that gives you a good indication of the strength of the opposition that your player is facing, and should give you some sort of indicator towards what kind of league you should be putting them in, what sort of cards you should surround them with, etc. We then have the pick percentage next to that, so that's how many cards are available and the percentage of them that get selected into SO5 in any region. And then you get this one next to it, which is the exact division percentage, how many go into this exact division you're trying to build a team for, and it gives you lovely data for knowing the opposition, for knowing the opposition you have in the SO5 arena. Where does your competition select Ethan Horvath or Jordan Larson or Andy Robertson or whoever you want to think about? So cross-referencing that data with the weekend data. Now, what is the weekend data? The weekend's data is who played, who started, who got suspended, who got injured, who got minutes, yada yada. So now that I've got the weekend's information assimilated on top of everything else I have, I can now make good forecasts and reasonable selection choices for the midweeks. Now, the only thing you're not going to see from me today is my D5s. Now, the reason for that is I've got a video dropping tomorrow about limited cards. If you really wanted to, you could go and look at my gallery and spoil it. Please don't. Just wait for the video to come out tomorrow. And yeah, that should be good fun for you. But other than limiteds, this is everything I'm running out with this game week. Now, in All-Star Division 2, I've put Yakimakis in here, and this is a lovely little kind of thread that I want to highlight to you guys. A strategical train of thought that I've went down over the last 6 months when I've been buying super rares. You can apply this to buying rares. You can apply this to buying limiteds, okay? That All-Star Division 2 team there, right, has got in it 3 cards that are very good very good to me, very valuable to me, and been used up and down the leagues all across the calendar, right? And that is Grandsir, Matarita, and Larson, okay? The Titan and the Yakimakis at the moment are just platform enabler cards, okay? And what I mean by platform is if you think about like Mario or Sonic, you know, platform games, I feel like that's the kind of imagery I've got in my mind. These cards help you get onto a platform of Division 2. You need a goalkeeper, you need a striker, you need to ideally have the ability in Division 2, same goes for Division 4 if we're talking about rares, to list a full team of reds or blues or whatever. So these guys help me do that. Now, they both are gambles. Titan could do shit, Matarita could do shit, Larson could do shit, Yakimakis might not play, might not start. But when I'm putting Grandsir in amongst that, Larson should start, and who knows how well he'll do against Leicester, and let's see how that pans out. But by putting 2 good cards in there with 3 kind of question marks, they're not really question marks so much on if they will appear, but they're kind of question marks on what kind of score will they pull in. Then if Grandsir, if Larson pop off big time, I cannot and I will not feel like I've done myself a disservice, because the cards there, if I took Grandsir and Larson out, there's no real other place naturally for me to find for them within my SO5 selection this game week. So those other cards enable me into making another selection, and that other selection is All-Star Division 2, and I'm able to surround them with those platform cards that get me that little footing in D2, and I can put the guys that have a good fixture, that are in good form, that look good to, you know, pull up a decent score for us. I can surround them with cards that will turn up, and you're just hoping that they make a good, you know, they have a good match. The opposition that Cincinnati have for Titan and Matarita, I think that's a good gamble this game week. The opposition Yakimakis has tomorrow for Celtic, I'll be at the game, half-free kickoff. Even if he comes off the bench and scores a goal, that team is rocking, in my opinion. So, wee bit of a gamble for D2. I'm not going too heavy on it with my SRs I'm in love with for this game week, but all these guys have a story, they have the ability, and let's see what they can do. G Moniker, fist bump, good to see you. Amin Ben Seed, fist bump, good to see you, my man. Myself and Javier had a nice little matchup on SoRare Data this game week. Misaki, let me know, did you beat him? Stefan, maybe you should buy Brazil Champ rather than MLS. Stefan, yes, well, I don't really want to buy them. I'd rather win them. So I'm going to just run with what I've got in MLS for as long as possible and try and win as many of these guys as I can, and then if it is walking into the market, I'm just picking up a good midfielder, I'm picking up a super rare defender, I'm picking up a goalkeeper, you know, whatever. I want to try and buff up my wins in Champion America to enable me to not go into the market as heavily into that region. But All-Star Division 3 is probably my favourite lineup for this game week. There's a lot of club legends here, as you can see. Captain Memphis is in his contract, we all know that by now. Legit, Brooks, Trap, great fixtures, good form. Legit didn't start the last match. I expect him to start this match. Away to Houston, similar to Grandsir, I expect my Galaxy guys to rip it up. Kyogo should start against Ferencvaros, and I expect him to get a decisive or 2. And Depay at home at Dynamo Kiev, how can he score less than 80? I just cannot see it. So, and again, Trap is at home to Olympiacos. FS Grimbo, fist bump, good to see you, man. I hope Yakimakis does start. I don't think he will. I think really it's going to be Kyogo, Jota and Abada that starts, and I think Yakimakis will probably get closer to 30 minutes in this match. If he does start, I don't see him getting more than 60 minutes, to be honest with you. But it's good. It's a good opponent for him to get a start against, because we're expected to wipe the floor with them. And the level of teams Yakimakis was scoring goals against last season are very much, Ferencvaros shouldn't be an opponent that worries him or scares him. If anything, he should be confident going into this match that he can get his account opened with Celtic and make a name for himself on the European stage. Now, with the announcement, or what was it that even happened, but we had some sort of insight this week, and I forget how it even came around, that the threshold payments, the progress bar, all that stuff, no changes happening imminently. We've all been waiting until end of summer, and they've kind of came out and said we're still nowhere near ready to do this, which is cool. I also coincidentally didn't pick up ETH this week, and whenever that happens, it always reaffirms in my head I have to be picking up that free ETH every game week. So with D4, I've put in a U23 goalkeeper, which is normally something of gold dust, but he's spare, he's going in there, Big Schubert, along with other guys that I know will start, will play, and as long as they rock out a 40 odd before multiplier, I'm going to get myself over the line there. So let's see what happens in All-Star Division 4. Now, in Champion America D3, I am taking the punt on Joseph playing. Now, let me preface this. I don't think Joseph is really that injured. I think a lot of this chat has came out because they see all the international breaks that were on the horizon. They're pushing for playoffs. Yeah, he's definitely not fit, but I think they've, you know, and I don't have any information. I'm not making any accusations or anything, but I would not be surprised if Joseph starts, especially with Barco being suspended, if he starts against NYC, or if he's on the bench and, you know, features for 30 plus minutes, in which case Joseph can score against NYC and having around 20 minutes on the field. That doesn't concern me or bother me. And then the other pieces in this team, Chicharito's got a great fixture. Turner and Kessler's a great duo. They've got a good fixture, I want to say, with Nashville or something, or is it, who did they, New England? No, they are New England. Can't remember who they've got now off the top of my head. And Zella Ryan is away to Nashville, and Columbus Crew really need to get points on the board if they're going to get into the playoffs. It's very dicey for them. Nashville are kind of in cruise control. Even though they're very good at home, Columbus have a wee bit more motivation to go there and get the points. Champion America D4. Now, I must say, guys, I have been trying like mad to sell Kamar Lawrence since I won him for 0.01, I beg your pardon, and 0.015 ETH for the last like 2 months. No one will buy him off me for that price. And he has came good. I knew he was playing for Jamaica, very useful in the international windows, of course. But the last match for Toronto, he's knocking out at 70. When Toronto signed him, it was very much seen as he could be the best left back in the league, and he's slowly now accruing those SO5 scores. So him, Barreal, I expect Barreal to play well against Chicago. Jovic, I don't know if he'll start or not, but he's the only other striker I've got available. Injuries to Mason Toy and Carlos Vela have kind of hamstrung me in the forward position in Champion America. And Kevin Paredes, based on the SoRare Data stats that I was chatting about to you earlier, is a great pick for me this game week for Champion America D4. So as long as with both of these teams, if I can get into Tier 2 turf and pick up a couple of Tier 2s, and one's a starting defender in Argentina, and one's a starting midfielder in Brazil or whatever, brilliant. Now, Champion Euro, I'm not holding my breath on it because it's Champion Euro. The super rares I've got are sketchy. I expect them both to. I actually expect all these guys to start, but All Black has not got a great fixture. Denier's fixture's okay, but they're away from home, and Sparta Prague are no mugs in Europe. Sani away to Benfica. Who knows how that'll pan out? And as I say, Renato and Paulinho. So it's a real punt. It might come off, it might not. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, but I'm definitely getting them deployed together. Same with my D4. Again, not going to lose any sleep if it doesn't come in. I do expect a good score from Van Dijk. If Werner starts, he'll get a good score. I suspect Vlasic will play in Europe because that's the kind of pattern he's had at club level. And Max Phillip is a big question mark. I just don't know rotation-wise if he is going to feature. This is probably one of the most excited lineups I've got for this game week, and that is under 23 D2. Van der Voort at home at West Ham. Hakimi at home to Leipzig. The two LA boys, Efra and Cabral, I expect both of them to start against Houston and they could rip it up. And Darwin, I expect him to start against Bayern, and all he needs to do is work his socks off and get 1 week decisive, win a penalty, get assist, get a goal, whatever. And I don't care. Bayern can score 10. He's not going to lose points for goals conceded because he's a forward. So I just need him to do his job and play 90 minutes and work hard and try and make a name for himself. After getting his goal against Barcelona, he'll definitely be up. Was it Barca? Yeah, it was Barca, wasn't it? He'll definitely be up for this. So I'm actually really excited. Really excited for that lineup. And then the last team I'll show you is my under 23 D3. And again, I am very excited for this. Now, Trubin, on paper, should be the shittest goalkeeper I've got at home at Real Madrid. Real Madrid are in good form. Shakhtar maybe are not. But Trubin is a monster in Europe. He loves the big stage. He loves playing Real Madrid, if you remember the scores he got there last year. So I'm actually quite confident, even without the clean sheet, Trubin can get close to 50 points for me. Fingers crossed. Valenzuela, back in the team, back shooting over 50. Love it. Wirtz, Captain Jota, till I die. They kind of pick themselves, don't they? And in the Mecca, Wout Weghorst, as of today, has been diagnosed with COVID. He will not be making the trip to Austria, and I expect Lucas Nemeka debutizes as, or he continues. He started the weekend as the arrowhead position in the team. Wolfsburg at times have played him wide left and wide right, like he does for Germany under 21s. But I think he'll dominate Salzburg. You know, I really do. If they go there and they play a strong team, and Nemeka is there. So Guys, I'm almost out of breath. But for a midweek, I have got a lot on. I'm really excited about 3 of these entries. And if I get lucky, I'll be really excited about 4 of them. And as long as I get some ETH on top of that, I think we're in for a great game week. I really do. So, I've got some offers pinging in. Oh, a guy wasn't sold. Champion Asia open. Okay, cool. Maybe Champion Asia wasn't open before? Do we have any matches in Champion Asia? Oh yeah, just a Champions League thing. So it's a great fixture list we've got for the midweek. We've got Champions League, we've got Europa League, we've got Europa Conference League, we've got MLS, we've got a wee bit of Championship football, it would seem, as well. And there's this, the aforementioned AFC Champions League, if you've got the odd card or two that features there. And I'm not going to be showing you my D5s because there's a limited video out tomorrow, like I already explained. Very excited for the Bundes drop buying opportunities. We'll finally be comfortable picking up some nice rares. G Moniker, I'm with you all the way there. I'm very much, I was saying in a private chat with like, I think it was John and Hendo, but like with the Bundesliga, like I've got a few different avenues to explore. I could either go down and just go and get some old like football index favourites, guys that I know work well on Opta scoring matrices and all the rest of it. I could go and get guys that fit my existing strategy. I like my Red Bull guys, I like my Man City former players and that kind of thing. And I also just like a lot of German Bundesliga talent, you know, so I've got a lot of headaches. A lot of conundrums to weigh up when the Bundesliga comes on, but I'm very much looking forward to it. So I'm just trying to keep on top of. Amin is saying he's finally getting to catch it live. Brilliant. I love it. Same with Scott Marshall. Thanks for joining us as well. Fist bump to you, my man. First time watching live. Only started playing recently, but hit my first 0.02 threshold. Scotty Marshall. Take a bow, my friend. Well done. Connor R is loving the early streams. Love to see it. Connor R, I think with Pozuelo and Altidore back, can see Toronto playing much better. Also hearing lots of Atomic Ant, aka Sebastian Giovinco rumours. Connor, I'm hearing those rumours as well, and I would fucking love him to come back to MLS. Mikey Baston, Lawrence's scores increased as Toronto have been playing him inside at centre back. Oh, very interesting detail, Mikey boy. I will keep that under my hat, and I will watch with bated breath. Very good detail, Mikey. And those details, guys, make the big difference in your game week. They really do. Because that's the difference between, oh, did I play this guy or did I play that guy? Well, if you know you've got a guy in a cheat code position situation, then they're always going to take precedence. Guys, I'm fucking buzzing. So, let's have a wee examination. Non-stick llama. Fist bump, good to see, my man. So, the star rare pool, guys, I will be at the very bottom of it. So, I'm not going to be getting a Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, or a Donnarumma, or a Depay, or a Courtois, or a Wirtz, or an Oblak, or a Tadic. I'm not going to be getting any of those guys. I'm going to be right at the bottom of the pool. Now, like I said earlier, I had a wee glance at it. I was knocking about earlier. I was thinking, who could I get? I would be really happy with Zacharian. He's at the bottom of the pool. I'd be really happy with Jesper Karlsson. He's at the bottom of the pool. Matt Turner, I'd be fucking buzzing to win a Matt Turner. That would be brilliant. And I think probably the highest on this list I could hope to get to is maybe about here or so. I think this is like the bottom quarter of the list. So Akikuchi, Cecilia, another Joe David. I've just sold mine this week, so that would be interesting. Mario Götze would be a good win. I'd quite like him. Another Tani, bring it on. David Ochoa, why not? So yeah, I'd be quite happy with pretty much anything that's down here, maybe except for Malcolm. I don't know how well he scores. I definitely do not want a Moussa Diaby. I've got a personal vendetta against him. Seeing a Bola would be useful. I need a challenger goalkeeper. And yeah, I don't really see Bozart. I'd be very surprised if I won him or a Tarime. Don't think I'll be this high up the pool, to be honest. Maybe, but I doubt it. So the converse to this, let's say we get knocked out the star rare category. Who could we win? Who is at the top of tier 1? Because I'd be at the tippy top of tier 1. And I said John recently asked me this question. It was a great little conundrum. Now, guys, I would love a Gabriel Slonina as he stands at the moment, but he's quite risky. Brahim Diaz would fit my strategy perfectly. Former CFG alumni. Great prospect. Champion Euro card. Gets decisives. Lovely. I'd love, actually, to get a Brahim Diaz. I would not be too excited about Schick. Duvikas could be okay. Julian Alvarez would be great. Saliba would be cool. Sebin handle, I would actually take a Sebin handle. Casio I would take. Brendan Aronson I would take. Sandro Tonali I would take. Mussarella I would definitely take. So from here up, I would be interested in partial sections of the upper tier 1 pool, but because I don't get that selection, I think I'm going to be safer with getting a bottom end star rare, really, because even if I got lucky and I got like a random like Morioka or an Odysseus or Mazraoui, I'd be really happy. Bono, really happy with some of these guys if I did manage to somehow get in the mid of the tier rather than the bottom end of the tier. I would actually be quite chuffed with that. So some good things hopefully coming our way this game week. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else to talk to you about, guys, for the game week. I think that's pretty much us. I did think the stream tonight or today would be a wee bit shorter because I wasn't going to be blabbering on all night. We've not won too much. There's not much to analyse or get stuck into or whatever. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, so to recap, guys, thanks all for joining us live or after we've been live. It means a lot to me. I'm happy to hang about. Let's say for our 10-15, if you want to drop some questions in the comment section, I'm happy to field some of them and just maybe chat it out. Later on tonight, I've got 2 guests, 2 beast top legend guests coming to join me for the Procast this game week. We were recording that later tonight. That will go live Wednesday. I should be on a stream tomorrow somewhere else. We'll see what happens. There'll be a video dropping tomorrow. There'll be a live stream on Thursday. That will be live probably closer to what you would recognise as the usual time. Because, yeah, so Celtic play Tuesday, which is tomorrow, at 3:30. So I'm not worried about going to a Celtic match on Thursday night or anything like that. So when Europa League finishes on Thursday night, the last games are 8 o'clock kickoffs, so it'll probably finish about 10. That's when the Thursday stream will go live. Frank Molina, bomb, fist bump, good to see you, my man. I'm taking questions, guys. The next 5-10 minutes, AMA, drop them in, let me know. If there is nothing else, I'll just kind of leave these to it. But I'll hang on for another 5-10, and if you want to field any questions, I will take them. Also, feedback on the audio from the stream today would be most helpful. If there's an improvement, if you've not noticed, or if there's a degradation, has got worse, let me know. And then Friday, I'll probably have another video dropping for you as well. And I'm going to experiment with dropping some videos on Saturdays to see how you like them. Do you watch them? Do blah, 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 whatever. So yeah, I might do a wee bit of that as well. And I've got a depth chart video to do, and it fucking changes like every 2 minutes. Like the situation, what I'm gauging my depth against, etc. So I've got that video to come out. I've got tons of stuff happening, guys. So make sure you do stay tuned to the channel, subscribe, like and share, and all that good stuff. And what was it? Oh, I've got a really big project in the works, guys. So stay tuned, and I will audio perfect throughout today, Mikey. Thanks very much. Do you think SPL clubs are any closer to joining SoRare, Quinny? Yes, I do. I have no reason to believe that, but when I read the thing from Durso today in The Athletic about the EPL, looking at the Bundesliga and La Liga, the revenues that are getting drawn by NBA Top Shot, etc., getting a wee bit green-eyed jealous and they want to get involved, all the rest of it. They didn't specifically say it was so rare, it must be said, but following in the footsteps of Bundesliga and La Liga strongly points towards that. You could maybe say Tops because the Bundesliga have NFTs with Tops, but as far as I'm aware, La Liga does not. So anyway, point being, the SPL will 100% be looking at the revenues that are getting generated in the Austrian League, the Belgian League, the Dutch League. They will be aware of this because there is enough Scottish people tagging players in Scotland, and I'm tagging Celtic FC whenever I'm playing Jota and Kyogo and all these guys. There will definitely be people picking up on this and going, oh, what is this? Is this something we could do? Whatever. And I think very much the Scottish clubs will be aware. This is a revenue stream they can access, it's a fandom they can access, etc. And I think it is just maybe a wee bit of a matter of time, you know, in terms of the legalities of it, because I've spoken about this before, I think, with Endo and McBride, but I know from being Scottish and being up here, but it's very much a league-driven situation. So whenever the SPL goes into TV chat and whatever, Celtic and Rangers have got a very big seat at the table, but they do everything as a league. You know, it's very rare you'll get ventures where Celtic or Rangers will go out by themselves and do stuff, or individually. It tends to be league only. So yeah, I think it'll be very much a full league situation. Jose Manuel, good to see you, my man. Thanks for joining us. Darren B, are the legends worth picking up? If so, who do you fancy? The only legend I fancy picking up so far is El Tractor, Zanetti himself. I've got him on my shelf before the card came out, and I thought, you know what? Maybe I should be picking the man up and joining my... Because up here, on the... So, in here, I've got a little box of Celtic ones, like Larson, Sutton, Lennon, Ayal Berkovic, Stelian Petrov, got some legends in there. And on top of this box, I've got Zanetti, who you've just seen. I've got Guardiola, I've got Maldini, I've got Totti, I've got Zidane, I've got George Weah. And then behind them, I've got my Rio Ferdinand and my Bierhoff because of the SoRare connection, whatever. So I wouldn't actually mind if I can get some legend cards that go hand in hand with my Corinthians, my little Corinthian figures that I've still got. That would be cool. So El Tractor is the one I'm most interested in at the moment. Are they worth picking up? I would definitely suggest picking one up at some point when it is convenient and cheap for you to do so. For somebody you're happy to burn the money on. You have to accept that some of these guys, because the utility is so unknown, that if you do buy one, you have to mentally just burn that money and think, even if it's shit, well, I've got the card and I'll live and die on what happens. It is what it is, you know. So whatever amount of money you're happy to burn on the hope that the legend utility, the legend dynamic grows and you've got a little footprint in it, then that's the correct amount of money to spend on one of these cards. How many more seasons do you think Mignolet has in him? Well, Chrissy, you are Chrissy Quirk. Sorry guys, I'm going to cough again. Oh, sorry guys. I'm going to try and fight a cough and it makes it worse. You are Chrissy Quirk, one of the Belgian Jupiler Pro League experts that I look to. So I would actually be asking you that question. I think a keeper like Mignolet, if you only have to look at Craig Gordon at Hearts, very similar. Not just that they both played for Sunderland, but both similar in the sense that in their domestic nation they made a big name for themselves. They were a big goalkeeper, went on to get international caps, went to the Prem, didn't really work out for one reason or another, and then went back to their own domestic competition. Gordon will play probably for another 2 or 3 seasons, and he had career-ending injury status on him at one point. You might have forgotten that. So Mignolet, having had that taste of the high life, having the taste of the Premier League, being at a club that will regularly compete in Champions League group stages and Europa League group stages, until they shoo him on, I don't see him wanting away. And if he's a hometown boy and all the rest of it, he could be there for a number of years, you know. Mikey Basson, I think the Prem could be the most difficult, costly to pick up for SoRare, and wouldn't be surprised if they had already started negotiations to get ahead of any competition. Agreed. Now, I think we spoke before, we're all kind of aware of this kind of hidden rumour about the Panini exclusivity deal and whatever. So I think with the comment we had today from The Athletic, it would commence from the 22-23 season, which kind of falls in line with that. It probably has some expense attached, but if they're waiting until the new season, they're not going to be buying people out of contracts and deals and whatever. It might not be as expensive as they maybe now the Premier League are willing to come to the table, whereas SoRare maybe started off thinking it's going to have to be a bit more of an aggressive negotiation. They're going to have to come and go, right, guys, come on. This is what we'll give you, and this will be, we'll buy this and we'll pay this and da-da-da and whatever. Just noticed the bottom of my newbie microphone is in shot. I don't really like that, sorry. Okay, that'll just about do it. So yeah, I agree. They want to get ahead of Tops, they want to get ahead of Panini, they want to get ahead of everyone and anyone. When or if you think limited prices will start to drop? I think across the board, I think as long as the user base stays semi-stagnant to where we're at now, I think around serial number 150 to 200 is when you'll notice a lot of price discovery happening. Now, the problem with that, and the problem with waiting for that kind of thing to happen, is there's a lot of variables. I'll give you the 2 main ones. Number 1 is individual players. So even though I'm saying that serial number 150 to 200, I'm thinking about maybe the ones that are still holding value, maybe even going up in price as the issues are coming out. And number 2, if the user base does grow, then those goalposts will forever move, you know, because if we onboard an extra 5,000 users, then it's going to delay that price discovery on, you know, the excess limiteds actually happening, you know. So as long as they can onboard users at a steady rate throughout this season, as we get the first level of limiteds coming out, they should hold value. If they don't, or if they pump limiteds out too far ahead of schedule or whatever, then you might notice it corrects a little bit quicker. But again, like I've always said with limiteds, I'm kind of looking at them as burnt money. You know, once I get them, I'm kind of burning them and forgetting about them, and what will be kind of thing. I need some Adley juice for that cough. Oh, Aldi. Oh, I do. I've not had that juice in fucking ages. Strawberry and apple. No. What is it? Apple and raspberry. I definitely need some apple raspberry juice. You are right, Mikey. Any MLS prospects you think may get a good cameo or breakout in the remainder of the season? If you want to know a good MLS card that might get a cameo or a breakout, I think probably, let me see. I bought this guy's 1 of 100. You'll probably know who it is, Mikey, before I even finish this sentence. But I bought this guy's 1 of 100 just because he was 16 and he had made some first team appearances when MLS first onboarded. I seen an article yesterday where he has been very strongly linked to Salzburg. And that could be very good for SO5. Let me just see, is that a decent price now? This man here, Kevin Paredes, he's had a great season at left wing back, left forward, and he's going pretty cheap. If he moves into Challenger Euro in the off-season in MLS, he'll still have some utility for this season. There's a good bit of speculation on that. Whether it does happen or not is yet to be seen. But worst case scenario, I think DC are very much an up-and-coming team. So let's say best case scenario, he gets that transfer to Europe in the off-season. You've got another European card on your hands. Worst case scenario, he stays at DC for another year. I think DC will be a better, much better team this year, next year than they were this year. They were very much improving this year. And these hot prospect kids like Kevin Paredes, as we've seen in the past with Gianluca Bussios and many other guys you don't know the names of, can be very good cards on SO5 when they make that transition, if they do it to the right team. And now that the Austrian League is scored, if you can get MLS prospects that drop right into Salzburg, you are going to be a happy camper. So off the top of my head, Mikey, that is probably the main one I would throw at you. Otherwise, I'm really waiting for new faces auctions for MLS, because I'm still waiting on a Talis Magno, I'm still waiting on a Santi Rodriguez, I'm still waiting on a Klamala, I'm still waiting on a few guys, a Ryan Gold, you know, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I watch a lot of Galaxy, so I think if you can get an Efra Alvarez cheap is always a good move. And Nick Dupuy, D-E-P-U-Y, so that's Delta Echo Papa Uniform Yankee, has been very quietly probably one of the best defenders in MLS. I don't actually know how his SO5 scores are doing, but to be honest, let's have a wee peek at him. And again, his last 5 are pretty naff, but he's been very good. He's been very good this year in the league, and yeah, I've not really paid attention to him in SO5, so I've got no idea how his SO5 scores do. He's cheap as chips, probably not too good, but hey ho. Try to think, anyone else? MLS sneaky guys that could finish the league well. Excuse me. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Brian Rodriguez, we're still waiting on him to get a card as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much us, guys. Thanks a lot for the questions. Livened up the last 10 minutes or so. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Make sure if you've watched this after we've been live, you do like the video and drop a comment on the subjects I've asked for. If you've joined us live, thank you very much, especially the unusual and unmentioned time. Only have an Efra Limited, but I agree with you there. Yeah, an Efra Limited is brilliant because he, again, could transfer in this. In the off-season, he's been highly scouted and highly watched for a little while now. So he could be a good one to pick up. I'm a big Galaxy guy now. Like, I really have never liked LA Galaxy in my MLS fandom, but I've got so many cards and I'm so attached to them now. Sebastian Lletget. If you've not picked up... Oh, guys, Mikey, great question. Sebastian Lletget and Milton Valenzuela are 2 cards I would be keeping your eye out for the now that could have a great little upturn in form over the closing period of the season. Yeah, Lletget and Valenzuela. I'm very biased. I hold super rares for both of them, as you'll probably know. I will enjoy Paradise tomorrow, and I will see you. I'll probably see you tomorrow, guys. I'm not going to tell you more, but I should have a stream tomorrow for you somewhere. But yeah, Thanks a lot, guys. Like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff. Stay out of trouble. And I'll catch you on tomorrow and Thursday and everything in between. Catch you later. Stay out of trouble. Bye-bye.